John Doolan, could you give your thoughts after that, please?
Really, really pleased. It was outstanding performances from the start. We challenged the lads to start on the front foot again. We knew what was coming with them. They're looking to stop the rot, if you like, or whatever they want to call it themselves. They're down there scrapping. We've been down there ourselves scrapping, so we know what it's like. So it's got to start somewhere. It's got to end somewhere. The run that Harrogate have been on. And I said it's not going to start here. Or it wasn't going to end here, or start, if you like. So I just thought to the lads, listen, the challenge was there for them. It's a big ask as well, because, we can just about fill the bench, but we don't think we fill the bench. So, asking lads to go again. It's the same for most teams, but they have got other personnel that they can bring on. I don't really want to look at other teams, but we can look at ourselves, analyse ourselves, and the lads literally give everything. I mean, they showed all that, right the way through the game, even at the ends when the ball's coming in the box. You've got, really pleased with the clean sheet for Ollie and that. And then you've got lads like Devon, Ben Ward, Donald Love when he was playing right side of a three, defending, heading the ball when it was coming in, and then you put Freddie Sass on. We were going to go a different way. And then the way the game was going, we had to put a big defender on it.
It was a really close first 45 minutes, but your side found a way to give themselves the advantage going into half time, didn't they?
Yeah, I said at half time we got the penalty, but we just lacked a little bit of quality in the final third, which was shown, I said before, in games. That getting hold of the ball and passing or having an extra pass to get where we want to get, whether the ball's coming in the box or you're getting a shot off at a crossbar. We just didn't have that quality, I felt anyway in the... We started off well, and I think they sort of got a little bit of a foothold in the game. And, they, as I said, they were defending for their lives at times, and I think we created chances, and we just didn't show that quality to take them.
Yeah, that second half largely was dominated by your side. Even before the sending off, your side were on top. I mean, you nearly had a goal within a couple of minutes through Isaac Sinclair. Is that maybe the only negative of today, is that you didn't extend that lead and make it a little bit more comfortable for yourselves towards the end?
Yeah, you can say that. I don't really want to take any negatives out the game, because, as I said, it's a big ask over the Christmas period. To pick six points up from your two home games is brilliant, and the lads and everyone's put a shift in it again. So in terms of the second half performance, it was dominant. We had all the corners, I think 70 to whatever they had, 2 or 3, whatever. But the keeper made some outstanding saves, didn't he? I was like, wow. I mean, he must have seen 1 or 2 of them late, and to put them over the bar and what have you was well done from him. But I just wanted us to get the second goal so we could just relax a little bit more. The sending off helped us a little bit. But then, if you give silly free kicks away, or you sort of, they put the ball in an area where it's going to go out for a throw, and then all of a sudden it's coming in your box. But as I said before, I couldn't fault the defence. They were outstanding at the back, the lads.
How is Grant?
He just felt his calf. He was feeling it sort of half-time-ish, and it was one where we just have to take him off. Seamus is not, I wouldn't say not quite there, but he wanted to go on the bench. He wanted to fight. He wanted to, to give everything for the club like he does. So we put him on the bench, and then all of a sudden he's on the pitch. We could have gone another way with Dan. But at that stage, at that time in the game, it was just the first and second ball contact, which Seamus was really, really good at. And he's got that calming influence where he can get you on the front foot and play the ball into the right areas. So he gave us everything, Seamus, till he couldn't. And that's Seamus Kennedy for you.
I was going to say, going into today, had Grant been able to play his sort of full complement, was the plan to give Keneally as many minutes as he ended up having today?
No, the plan was just to see how the lads perform, and I thought we were performing adequately. I thought we were doing really well with that. And then obviously it's horses for courses. You've got to see how the game's going. You've got to see what personnel you had on the bench. We had Dan Martin still there, we had Charlie Brown there. And I said we were going to go a different way, because we thought we would get that second goal. It didn't come, and as I said, pats on the back to their keeper, he was outstanding. And we just couldn't get that second goal. So the game turned into, as I said, balls coming into your box. So we needed that bit of height in there. We needed someone to help the defence out, and that's why we ended up taking Seamus off and putting Freddie Sass in.
You're now 13 points clear of the relegation zone. There's an improvement, I think, of about 11 points on this point last season. How satisfying is that?
Totally satisfied. But we just want to keep climbing. It's as simple as that. I'm not looking at the second from bottom. I don't care how many points we are. I know what's in there. We know what we've brought in, me and Jed Brannan. We know the character in there. We know every single one of them. They'll run through a brick wall for you. And as I said, if we just keep going, we targeted the 2 games. We went to Cambridge with lads that had to, square pegs and round holes, if you like, and they give us everything then. And I was pleased with the performance, but not the results. And then we targeted these 2 games, and for them to come out and for us to come out with 6 points was outstanding. I couldn't give them enough plaudits.
And looking the other way, you're 2 points off the top half. Is that the next target?
It is. That's all you can do. It's your next game now. I mean, I'll move on to that tomorrow. So I can't wait because, you know, when you get results and you've got momentum like you have, you've got to just get on it and just ride it, you know what I mean? So, like, the lads know that. The lads are all buzzing in the dressing room. They're getting around each other. Even the lads that aren't in the squad and the lads that are, well, one or two of them out on loan. The lads that are not quite there, you know, Paddy Madden's in there, you know, you've got everyone else just getting around each other, and that's what you want and that's what you want to see. And, you know, let's see where it takes us.